X-Men on the Super NES. This will be a research stream of a game I've already beaten. And of course, it's been at least 20 years since I played this game. I played it on launch, like most people. Because, you know, X-Men was the ish back then. And of course, there was a Genesis game that everyone seems to remember, because it was a co-op game. It was a couch co-op game. But this game is completely unrelated to that Genesis game. And of course, this game came out, what, 93, I think, maybe 94? And the X-Men animated series had all of these characters you see on the left. They got Psylocke. I'm not complaining. The boys was a big Psylocke fan back in the day, but I guess you couldn't put Storm in there. Fine. I mean, we already know what happened when they put Storm in that Arcade's Revenge game. We're not going to talk about that. It was going to be a fighting game, so basically everyone you see here is a fighter, which makes sense. I mean, if you think about it, if you're going back to the animated series, who would be a fighter in this game? So anyway, we'll start with Psylocke. Psylocke always on top. But what I wanted to confirm in this research stream specifically is, do I remember how to play the game? I'll go over the basics for every character as I go through this research stream. Yeah, my logic is, yeah, we're going to go from top to bottom, so I'm starting with Psylocke. That's going to be my logic. Okay, let's see. This game did not come with a manual, but I remember the basics. Attack with the Y button. Jump with the B button, because Psylocke has a superhuman jumping limbs. The X button in the training mode that I selected is for executing one of your special moves, but we're not going to be able to use this during the main game, so we're going to have to practice what our moves are. We can jump and attack, that's fine. We can jump and hold down, and you hold. It's like a heel kick for Chun, and I'll show you what that's about later. She has a regular jumping attack. She can also bounce off of enemies' heads, so I'll show you that in a second. Do a Hadouken. Fireball motion, down, down, forward to forward, and you end up doing that. It's reasonably responsive. Doing special moves in this game is reasonably responsive, so you won't have to worry about that. What else does she have? I thought she had something else. Yeah, if you double tap forward and attack, you can slide and do a slide kick for an instant knockdown. A few other things I should mention. Let's see. Hold up and press attack for an instant knockdown move. So that's what that is. That's all you need to know for her. All the characters have the same basic moves, but there are a few variations on them. As you're seeing a few of them now, because you can see she's the only person in this game who can jump this high. We're going to get to that a bit later, because all the characters have their own little idiosyncrasies, kind of like a fighting game. But this is a melee brawler. It's a 2D melee brawler like Ninja Warriors. And, drawing a blank. There's a couple of other games. Weren't there a couple of other games on the Super NES like that? I know Ninja Warriors was. And of course, this was sort of a compromise from Capcom. I guess they figured they wouldn't be able to put the arcade game out on the Super NES. They figured it would have had too many compromises. They said, you know what? Capcom said, you know what? Let's just do a melee brawler. We can deal with that. It's doable. We don't have to spend a whole bunch of money trying to make that arcade game reasonable. Oh yeah, I'm gonna hold down and jump. Oh, here we go. Let's get that super power up over there. She can't reach it. There we go. See? You just hold down and press attack for that little heel kick to bounce off of someone's head. If you're really good at it, you can like do that back. You can go back and forth on multiple enemies. So you can have a lot of fun with that. I know I did when I was younger. You just kind of trampoline off of people's heads back and forth till they die. It's not a very strong attack, though. As you'll probably notice as I go through the game, is that there are a lot of attacks that just aren't very strong. They're just super knockdown attacks, basically. And I guess for you animation students, can I just mention in passing that her head is probably 10 times smaller than her body? What's the old animation rule? Like, you know, how many heads tall is this character? Well, this character is probably like 10 heads tall, which is not what I expected. I think her head is like, it's like she's got a shrunken head. Yeah, it's like, well, of all the things I noticed about Psylocke, I also noticed that she has a shrunken head compared to all the other characters. Whoops, I missed. Let's get that right. Good enough. That's not a very strong move, that's okay. Darn it, missed. That. Okay, no more. Whoop, I missed him. Just a second. We'll make this work. Oh, missed. Okay, we got it. Oh yeah, I have my dragon punch. There we go, just a second. We'll get that in a second. There you go. You know, the dragon punch. Forward, forward, down, down, forward. That whole thing. It's not, you don't really need these moves, to be honest with you. I want to say that there are some of the moves you're gonna need, but some of the funkier moves, like the dragon punches, you won't really need them to win this game, because the game's actually not that hard. But it makes it a lot easier to beat some of the bosses if you can execute them consistently. Okay, I wanted that power up. Just a second. Yeah, I need my health back. This is a training mode. I'm not even bothering. What happens is you just go through the level, and then when you win, the level ends. Remember, it's just a training mode. You're gonna, yeah, that dragon punch is gonna be super helpful here. That tiger knee. Whoops. I'm have to duck there. You can see how weak. Whoops. You can see how weak these attacks are. That's okay. And there are some pretty good combos going on in this game too. So, and that combo double hits, which I like. It's on the way up and the whoops way down. Almost beat him. That's okay. Like I said, it's a research stream. It's actually easier than the main game, so. Not just because the special moves have like a one-button attack or whatever. We're gonna go clockwise. Cyclops was wrong. We're gonna choose Cyclops next. He works as you would expect. Optic lasers. I mean, what 5-year-old doesn't want to be Cyclops? Okay, no, he's got a shrunken head too, apparently. Although his head is a little bit bigger than Psylocke's, but we're not gonna talk about that. Okay, basic moves. Regular punches, that's fine. Crouching punches. Hold up and press attack for the instant knockdown, like I mentioned earlier. Let's see, what else does he have? I don't think he has a down attack. I don't think he has an aerial down attack like Psylocke does. Remember in the air? He had a heel kick. I don't think Cyclops does. Let's see. Hadouken. Reverse Hadouken. Which is forward, then down for the crouching beam. Hold on just a second. It's not very reliable, frankly, but I can make it work. Yeah, it's not very reliable, but I can't think of an instance where you absolutely have to have it. And you're not on a time crunch, so that's good to know. Yeah, double tap forward for the sliding kick. Which isn't exactly canon, but you know what, it works. Press the X button for the attacks. You can also shoot in the air, which is great. You can also crouch and press X for that. Again, it's only in practice mode, so whatever. I'm glad they gave us a practice mode, but you can't really, it doesn't really serve much of a purpose. Let me see if I can do this in the air. There you go. If you do a Hadouken in the air, you're fine. Now, as you would expect, you can't shoot upward. We'll get to Gambit later, who can fire upward. That's one of the limitations, is that this is a 2D game, and they want to make Cyclops massively overpowered, so he can only shoot in one direction. so he literally can't look up and shoot. And he can't also fire diagonally. So, you know. Same problem with Arcade's Revenge. You give a guy magic lasers, and he can't shoot them anywhere, except in one direction. So it's just, you have to gimp them, you understand. Game design demands it. Let's blow these dudes away. Ow! Punch me. Let's just do that. Can I bounce off of these guys? Let me try it. I'm accidentally doing fireballs now. That's weird. I'm holding down forward. I'm accidentally doing fireballs by holding down forward. I wasn't expecting that. Whoop. Get in the air. Got him. Yeah, I think that laser beam goes downward a bit when you jump. That's kind of interesting. So I'm trying to practice my crouching fireball. There we go. See, again, it's not even a fireball, it's a laser, that's okay. Yes. I do kind of wish there were a few more variations. Oh, here, this is interesting. I can do the old Mega Man. Whoops, the old Mega Man move where I put my back heel. Where I put my back heel on the platform, I can reach that. Canon. You know how it is in these video games back in the day. You can kind of do this. I mean, right? He's got superhuman heel strength. We're not gonna talk about that. You know how it is, you know. Psylocke has superhuman thighs, and he has superhuman heels. That missed. The background cues you in to what level they're gonna be on. That got me. Got him. Who's next? Up. Got him. Whoosh! Got cocky there. Got him. If you knock the pilot off the ship, it doesn't hit you. Well, let's be honest. It's probably like, you know, it explodes on a different plane than the one you're on. I guess that's the logic we're gonna employ here. Okay, no heel kicks here, so we can't bounce off of enemies' heads like we can with Psylocke. That's okay. Yeah, that's right. Instant knockdown. Let's try that. There you go. Hold up and attack for the instant knockdown. Ow! This Elgato. Oh, you have sliding kick it's like 3 or 4 times. It's actually kind of awesome. Not very strong, but it hits multiple times. That's always good. In a fighting game. Apparently, I never played the Genesis game, the Genesis X-Men game. Or the sequel, but apparently the thing was that this game had... Whoops! Oh, it's supposed to happen. And I missed the X over there, gosh darn it. But apparently this game had a better move than that game. That Genesis game is supposed to be a pretty traditional action game. This game is more like a fighting game on a 2D plane, so it's okay. Like I said, the moves were a bit more complicated. There you go. And it should be mentioned that, yes, I have played the sequel, which wasn't that great, but it's slightly harder. And it's also 10 times more, it's like 5 or 6 times more expensive. This game can be purchased for $10 right now. Even in light of the man Stan Lee passing away, but this game might be a bit more expensive than it deserves to be for the next month, let's put it that way. Because I picked it up for $10, but it's probably going to be more expensive than that, so be on the lookout. If you're willing to wait, the price might drop. Whoops, I'm going to die. Give me a second. The guy with the gun. There he goes. Okay, we got him. I'm not dead. It's gonna be a really long research video. But I can't quit. Like I can't quit out of this screen. So I'm stuck here till I die. That's okay. You'll get a chance to see some more people in a second. We'll play. Like I said, we'll play the game proper once we're done with doing the scenic tour. The noob tour. You can see right here, each character has 3 lives in this mode. I forget how it works in the original game. But in the main game, each character has a 1-up that you can pick up during their stages. So I guess in that, it's not like in Arcade's Revenge where all the 1-ups are shared between all characters. Every character has their own life count. Just so you know. And during the stages, every character in this game starts out with their own individual stage. Once you clear those stages, then you can choose the character you want to go through the next stage, which is a shared stage. So anyone can go through that stage. But the idea is that the stage select only applies during the first part of the game, and then the regular game has you selecting the character you want to go through the rest of the game's stages. Eat one stage at a time, so we'll get to that later. Basics. Regular slash attack, regular claw attack, up and X for an instant knockdown. He has a dragon punch, which is also mapped to the X button in training mode, but we're not going to use that, because we won't be able to use that in the main game. So we're going to practice our dragon punches. They're actually easier to do in this game than they are in the Street Fighter 2 game. We're not going to talk about that. Double tap forward for a charge attack. Yeah, he also has a floating jump. If you jump and do a downward attack, he'll float like that, which is actually kind of cool. So he'll kind of float to the ground and do a claw at the bottom. Is that it? Well, we can also climb walls. We'll get to that later. This guy's jumps are reasonably high, but again, he can't jump as high because no one can jump as high as Psylocke. Because, you know, Capcom, Chun, lovers. Alright, let's see, but it's you know, thong ninja powers. We'll talk about Psylocke later. Good to know. These are ever issues not to talk about Psylocke. I think, yeah, we pretty much nailed all this. I don't think this isn't like Arcade Revenge. You can retract your claws. It's not like that. Yeah, gotta use the Dragon Punch to reach that dude up there. Go through the platform. Oh yeah, you can also grab onto that. I'll show you that in a second. So you can grab onto that, climb up there, and there is a 1-up over there. Jump, float punch. So you have to do a downward aerial attack. Whoops. So while jumping, you hold down and press attack to do that. Handy. Okay, we're good. Yeah, the music in this game is a huge mixed bag, so I'll be splicing it in, and then when I get sick of listening to it, we'll end up splicing in some much better music. Probably from the arcade game, probably from the Tim Fallon X-Men game, Arcade Revenge, so you know, we'll do that. Maybe some music from the NES game, we'll see how it... Whoops! Don't. We'll be fine. I guess the one good thing this game is really good for is speed running. Because like I said, the game's not that hard, but if you can do a no damage run, I think that might be worth your time. This guy's kind of hard, so fair warning. See, when he does that, you're kind of in trouble. Can I climb that? Yes, I can. I'm doing some damage to this dude. There we go. Wailed on him. Like I said, this game has some pretty good combo system. Controls are very responsive. And can I go down here? Yep. I can't go over there. Probably not even worth it. Alright. So if you're a completionist, this game has some secrets like that. What's that down there? Yeah, climb this. Whoops! I don't want to climb the spine. Oh well. Next. My boy McCoy. Genius of a generation. Okay, yeah, okay. We're gonna play some Metal Storm. If you remember that NES game. Hold up, and he will attach himself to the ceiling. Kinda cool. He's an Eat Honda-like character, as a sumo, so double tap forward for the headbutt. It hits there are some pretty good combos with this. This thing can hit multiple times. So if you're really good with that dashing head attack, you can do a lot of damage. Especially against bosses. We'll see that a bit later. Hold up. So again, hold up while you're jumping. Then just press jump to leap from the ceiling. So as long as you're touching a ceiling, you can hold up to attach yourself to it. It's actually kind of cool. Drop. You can also hold down, press jump to just drop from the ceiling if you don't want to leap from it. So there's that. Alright. Back to business. Oh yeah, you can press the X button during training mode to do the headbutt. Like I said, we're not going to worry about that. You can also do it while crouching, I think is kind of weird. Oh yeah, if you hold down, his downward aerial attack is bouncing off of enemies' heads, like Psylocke. So you'll see that in a bit. So they both have that in common. That's right, I can go down here, right? Yeah, this is the second path. Yes, he's slow, as you would expect. Okay, I can't really bounce off people's heads here. Oh yeah, you can hold up. Remember, you can always hold up and press attack to do a instant knockdown. But as you can see there, he was only able to hit one of the two enemies. So apparently, it doesn't hit multiple enemies at once. Or if it does, I'm not sure how. Okay, we gotta. He's dragging us to the left. That was a three-hit combo. Traditional Street Fighter 2 combo. Just a three-hit jump-in combo. That's all that was. Eh. So you definitely want to practice that with Beast, because again, when you're facing some of the bosses, it's actually incredibly handy. Let's go high. See if I can bounce off of this dude. I didn't get a chance to show you. Yeah, I was trying to bounce off his head, but he wasn't having it. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Yeah. If he flashes like that, you don't want to stick around. He's gonna teleport. Whoop! Look out! That crap. Computer's actually pretty smart. Whoops! I'm gonna die a little bit. Look out for the mines. See, that thing's really strong. So that's alright. You'll finish up this research stream in a second. With the Soul Man, Channing Tatum. Remy Lebeaux. Acadian? You know, Cajun. You know, Acadian. Anyway. Representing Louisiana. Oh, was he technically from New Orleans, or was he from outside of New Orleans? I don't remember. Like, he's not from Metairie or anything. Not from Appaloosa, though. That'd be nice, you know, really represent. Got the, like, down-home Cajuns out in West Louisiana. Trust me. Appaloosa is where you really want to go, where all the real Cajuns are, right? Lake Charles, that area, I think. There we go. Okay. I forgot to show you the basics. Pointless parallaxing, but anyway. Foreground obstruction. Okay, regular attacks. Crouching with his bow staff. Haha. Double tap forward for a regular card. Double tap upward to throw upward. Hallelujah. You can actually throw upward. Can he throw in the air? No, he cannot throw a card while he's in the air. Don't get me started on that. Hold up and X for that little instant knockdown forward roll, which I love. Because it's faster than walking. It double hits, and it gets you out of danger. I love it. Use it all the time. There's something else I forgot. Yeah, Hadouken. Spread card. 3-card Monty. You know, that old thing, whatever you want to call it. I'll call it 3-card Monty. Alright, so those are the basics for Gambit. Come on, get it, Lebeaux. Look at that! Way to go, Remy. Alright, let's do this thing. Yeah, Gambit bias. Gambit was my boy back in the day, but he probably wouldn't be appropriate in today's era. You'd have to kind of soften him up a bit. He's a bit too much. He's a bit too aggressive. Yeah, he was a bit too sexually aggressive, you know it is. But hey, it was a pretty progressive cartoon when it came out, so you had to, he was cool, alright. He was alright. But yeah, I remember talking to one of the older X-Men fans back in the day. She was in her 50s, and she's like, yeah, she was not down with Remy. Yeah, she knows all about guys like Remy, so yeah, she wasn't down with him the way I was. I don't want to say it was a bad experience, but she knew what was up with people like Remy. She was not having it. She was not on Team Remy, and I understand. I can totally understand. But Remy was cool. Of course, I should be biased. She was actually a big Wolverine fan. And I think Beast was her number 2, so I'm sure that was amusing. Yeah, Wolverine's like such a typical, like, you know, project, right? Such a typical project. Frank Miller project. Okay, I'm gonna die. I couldn't break out of that stun lock. It was kind of annoying. So yeah, let's pretend that Channing Tatum movie wouldn't suck. Okay, let's just hit with a 3-card Monty. Remember, I can't hit him in the air. Okay, I think the screen shook when I blew up. I think the screen shook when that drone blew up. There we go. Got him. Yeah, screen shook a little bit. Don't do your up and attack rolling attack. Be careful. Okay, I got him. Okay, that's it. Whoops! Okay, I missed it. Just give me a second, Ha! Crap. Okay, I'm gonna get this. Give me a second. It's a research stream. I'm gonna finish off the research stream with whoops. It's not gonna be easy, is it? Darn it! Ah! Sorry to make you sit through this. I'm kind of want it. Yeah, okay. We'll worry about that later. It's a tough get. Sorry about that. Yeah, I got the, health. Yeah, I got this. We're good. Wanna play with Gambit? Have a cut. Had to do it. Ow! Crap. There we go. See? Like that move. And it hits twice, see? And did I mention that I kind of like this music, even though it's incredibly... It's kind of embarrassingly synthy. It's like jazz rock fusion, only like really kind of heavy on the... Whatever that organ is in the background, it's kind of weird. I like it anyway, but it's kind of weird. Whoops. Dodge my cards. Sit. Okay, we're good. Like I said, it's a fighting game, so there are lots of compromises they had to make in terms of the special abilities. That card only hits once, right? Like the 3-card stud there only hits once, I think. It's 5-card stud. I'm calling it the 3-card money. It might not be what the game calls, but that's what I'm calling it. Well, this is the end of the level. There's a boss here. So we'll finish up this research stream with the Gambit on the boat. I forget this part. I think it's supposed to show up on top of me. Oh yeah, if you do the, what do you call it? If you do the, yeah, if you do that, the boat follows you. So it's like Ninja Turtles in that sense. You gotta hit these things. Whoop, look out! Okay, we're good. And remember, like I said, you can't aim up, you can't aim diagonally, so that's incredibly important. Don't accidentally, front flip, front somersault into those beams, just so you know. But you can get out the way in a hurry if you have to. You have to double tap up, and then do the attack. What is this, double dragon? He has double dragon too. Here we go. Whoops! Sit, son. I win! I win. I finally beat one of these levels. Now you have to do it in the real game. Yeah. Mission complete. So, we'll come back to this. We're gonna play the regular game.